A few years ago, if you asked me what automation was, I would have said the rules, the RPA workflows. You map a process, you encode it, and the robot does it exactly what you told it to do. Every time, no surprises. And then I started experimenting with AI agents, and honestly, it broke something in my mind in the best way possible. Quick context on who I am. I think it matters for this video. I spent my time as an RPA developer at Accenture, and I've also done my master's in business analytics here. I came in with a specific mental model of what automation is and what it's for. And that's why this shift hit me so hard. How I used to think about automation, what agents actually are, and why I think this is genuinely different thing, because I think it's actually really useful to understand what came before. The traditional automation, RPS especially, is fundamentally about encoding human behavior. You watch someone to do a task and you break it into steps. You build a bot that replicates your steps in order every time. The power of that reliability, you know exactly what the bot will do. You can audit it, you can debug it, you can explain it, but the limitation is just as real. The bot is only good as the rules you write. It can't handle ambiguity at all. It can't adapt. And if the website layout changes or the email format is slightly different, or someone gives it input it wasn't designed for, then it just breaks. I used to think this was just the nature of automation. You build for the known, you handle exceptions manually. That's the deal. What I didn't realize is that I was unconsciously limiting what I thought automation could do. So what exactly AI agents are? The simplest way I can put it is RPA bot follows a script. An AI agent pursues a goal. You tell it what you want to achieve and it figures out the steps by itself. It can use the tools, browse the web for you, it can read the documents, write and run code, call APIs, and crucially it can react to what it finds by itself. Yes. Here's a real example. Say you want to research a competitor. With traditional automation, you'd map out, go to this URL, scrape this field, write it here. Every step is predefined. With an AI agent, you can just say, research this competitor for me, find their news from the last 90 days, find their product prices, any updates, etc., etc. It can summarize it for you as well. It might search the web or pull a LinkedIn post or check their blogs, any press release. You get a synthesized output, not just raw data. That's fundamentally a different relationship between a human and a machine. The agent isn't replacing the manual step-by-step process. It's taking on a chunk of a cognitive work. With RPA, the question I always asked was, what are the exact steps? I needed to decompose a process completely before I could automate it. The human had to do all the thinking up front. The bot just executed. But with the AI agents, the questions became, what's the outcome I want? And then how much I can trust the AI agent to figure out the path. That's a different skill set. It's less about process mapping and more about outcome definition. It's a constant setting, knowing when to give an agent autonomy and when to keep a human in loop. It also changed on how I think about automation creates value. Traditional automation is really great for repetitive tasks and high volume or structured tasks where you want to process 10,000 invoices the same way as the last time, and RPA is great for that. But there's a whole category of work semi-structured. Research, drafting, analyzing, decisions that require pulling information from different sources, work that's too varied for a script but too tedious to do manually at a scale. That's where AI agents live, and that category is enormous. I used to think automation and knowledge work were almost opposites. Automation was for the mechanical stuff, and knowledge work was inherently human. Now I think this was just a tooling limitation, not a fundamental truth. So, what this means going forward, I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying that RPA is dead or that the traditional automation doesn't matter anymore. It absolutely does. These are the workflows where you want deterministic behavior, finance, compliance, regulated processes. You don't want an AI improvising when you are processing the payrolls. But the toolkit has expanded, and with that expansion comes a new kind of thinking. The people who are going to be most effective with AI agents aren't necessarily the best prompt engineers or the best coders. They are going to be the people who are good at thinking in outcomes, who can identify which problems actually benefit from agentic autonomy and which one needs tight control. And that's what I'm exploring on this channel. Practical ways to build an AI agents, real use cases, and honest reflections on where it's going. I'm not here to just hype everything up. I'm here because I genuinely find this stuff really interesting and fascinating, and I want to think through it in public. So if this resonated with you, or especially if you come from an automation or RPA background, then I would love to know in the comments what was your moment or something about AI agents clicked to you or didn't click yet. I've got videos coming on specific AI agents and real workflow frameworks and builds, and some honest breakdowns on where AI agents can fall short. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.